Hello, welcome. What is good, everybody? Tone here, ready to play some more Slice and Dice with this new 3.0 update that I am having a ton of fun with so far. And right now, I really just want to jump into a fresh, unfair classic run, so let's dive right in. So this new choose party layout thing is pretty dang cool. There's a lot of variety here. I haven't seen a party type that I like better than basic yet. And the green heroes are interesting so far, but I don't know how strong they are. There's some like unhinged stuff I've seen from the green heroes so far. So that'll be interesting. What is this one? Blue, red. Oh, it's just backwards? That's interesting. How does that affect our gameplay? And Hexia, when you cast spells, does it damage the lowest hero? Damage to the bottom hero. That's probably one of the most relevant places for that. Because usually it does that because you cast spells and then it damages like your main mana generator and spellcaster. I guess with the reverse party, one of the things that happens is that you can end up with like, I don't know, one uber powerful spellcaster, then a bunch of expendable like allies at the bottom, and you just keep casting your spells and not caring about people dying at the bottom. Also, sometimes like the yellow is easier to like get shield on. A lot of the oranges have evades and dodges that they could use. So if you roll a dodge on your orange on the bottom, then you could cast spells freely. So that's interesting. I know Tarantis kills the topmost enemy, so that's very relevant. There's a new enemy I saw called the Chomp. Where's the Chomp at? But basically their whole health bar, it's 10 health, and the first 5 does damage to the top ally, and the bottom 5 do damage to the bottom party member. Oh, here it is. So yeah, damage to the bottom and top enemies. I love this dice too, by the way. It's just a bunch of mouths. They're all just damage, but there's different faces, just different mouths. Chomp chomp. So that's an interesting loadout for sure. Some things also target like, oh, there are items that are impacted by dice of your adjacent party members as well. Like they might copy the party member above or below you. So without knowing everything that's in 3.0, it's really hard to say whether maybe like on average this is better or not, but I'm just going to stick to the basic. Magical looks interesting here. I don't know how having 2 reds is. I mean, there are some strong reds. I feel like this might be harder to deal with early. One of these is like full random. Like it just completely rolls it, and I got yellow, red, 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 and it was terrible. Oh, and that just reminded me, I have a few options I wanted to change. Let's see, let's do fast enemy turns, auto flee. When enemies have 1/10 of the health of your whole team, they flee, if the whole party does. I don't need a confirmation for that. One of the great things about Slice and Dice is there's no incentive to prolonging a fight. Which a lot of roguelikes do have that. So you have this kind of paradoxical thing where you don't want to win too fast, so you can kind of get some kind of meta scaling going on, but this doesn't have that. So having enemies flee as soon as possible is good. Show rarity is what I wanted to see, because those different loadouts have different rarities. So basically, Some of the options that you're giving, like curses and stuff, are more rare than others, and this just kind of tells you when something is not common. Turn on the target button, although I don't really like this. Is usually too much noise, but it's a little thing that you hover and it kind of shows you where enemies are attacking. Oh, we gotta turn on crazy UI. I haven't seen this yet. Panels burn away, etc. Let's do that. Okay, I think that's all I really wanted to mess with here. This was an interesting one too. Myriad offers. For difficulty modifier offers, you get double the options, but you have to take more of them. So this means that unfair, you get way more options offered, but you have to take 11 points, I believe. I tried one run like this yesterday. I thought this would be like really good, but one thing I'm curious about, and I'm suspecting, is that so when the game generates the curses, there's some kind of algorithm going on where it's trying to fit curses that'll match to a certain amount where you can like reach the 10 required for unfair, for example, in a certain number of combinations. And one of the things I'm wondering, I don't have like a strong assumption of this or anything, is that when there's double the options, that increases like the flexibility of that. And then you get like a lot of like crazier curses, basically, probably more blessings. And for some reason, I think that probably means you end up with more high value or like high, numerical value curses that tend to be harder, like the ones that like I would avoid on most runs. So I'm curious about that. Or if the percentage chance that any curse has of appearing is the same for every slot, you just have twice the slots. Because if that were the case, I feel like this wouldn't be too bad. But I don't know, the one time I turned this on and checked, it felt like I was given a harder selection of curses to mess with. This might be really strong for hard, though. I wonder if hard even goes up to 5 required curse points or not. I'll have to check that. But hard might end up with getting like more blessings, and then when you get a blessing in hard, that means you might have to take like a tier 8 curse or something. But really interesting option there. This stuff is pretty cool too. I used to feel like the generated heroes weren't that strong on average. I don't know if the algorithm for them is the same, but now there's heroes, items, monsters, and modifiers. These are curses. I wonder how these are actually. But then you can make them go from 5 to 20%. Now, win streaking was a really big popular thing in Slice and Dice in like the last patch, like the 2.0. And these are things like options that are valid for like quote unquote like legal for like win streaking. So like if any of these are more valuable, like on average, if a player thinks like it makes the game like more consistent or easier, and then you can make it 20%. Like if these wild modifiers, which I think are the curses, maybe I'm wrong about that. Yeah, difficulty offers are like better than the base ones, then maybe we want 20% of them. Maybe I even turn on the myriad offers and we get like a ton of them. So there's a lot of stuff here to experiment with. Hell, maybe we experiment with it now. I want to play like a nice clean run, and maybe we'll do this next time. Oh, look at that crazy UI. Amazing. It's hard to like reset if you just get like a really bad set of curses, because you have to play through 3 levels before you can reset them, just to prevent people from like spam re-rolling them, I guess. So I don't really feel like doing that now, but I think we will experiment with that at some point. But I kind of want to look at the base game. I want to look at like the item combos that we're getting, the heroes, and like the new enemies and stuff, and just kind of get a good feel for how the game plays in 3.0. And I will say, I got an unfair win last night, and it was so much fun. It was one of those runs where the whole time I was like, man, too bad I wasn't like recording this, because like, and I don't know if this is what every run's gonna be like, just because of like all the new like stuff in the game, has like more interactions, like there's a lot more events like from floor to floor that you can like modify your run with. But it just seemed like there was like a lot of like cool interactions and stuff going on that made like more of these like combos happen, and like these things that make like your runs feel like unique and like really cool. But yeah, you can see now we have averages on these, so it looks like this one is pretty rare to get, but I'm just gonna go basic at the moment. So let's see what we are given. Let's take a look at our party here. We got the Scoundrel, the Lazy. I'm thinking about re-rolling just because of these two. Jeez. The Buckle, the Healer. Set it here to 5 HP. Oh my god. I gotta turn that off. That is so fun though. Okay, they got some big heart sides. A little bit of decent mana gen as well. No bad sides, so you can basically just keep re-rolling until you get like 4 hearts or mana or whatever you're looking for. Oh, the Meddler. This guy is wild. Okay, so look at this side. +1 mana, cantrip, boned, which summons a bones. So if you roll this, it adds a bones to the fight. And then you risk re-rolling. If you play it during your turn to get another mana, you add another bones. But they do have some like strong mana sides. Like you can get 2 or 3 mana, which is pretty good for a lot of the blue heroes. Actually, this is just better. Interesting. 1 damage cleave single cast. Oh my god, all of the blue heroes look terrible. And then you have the Cultist. Okay, I'm glad I looked at these because I don't like a single one of these heroes. I mean, they're okay, but they're all rough, and I guess this is like balanced with how strong magic is and mana early. The Meddler doesn't look quite as bad looking at these. I think the Meddler gets worse when you are dealing with difficulty modifiers and curses on like Unfair and such though, because bones can just like compound how difficult things are. I had a run with them where it was a poison fight where they're like a bunch of snakes applying poison, and I was like about to win and get out of there before my guys died from poison. The poison's like always like a battle of attrition, and then the Meddler summoned 2 freaking bones and like half my party died. I survived, but it ended up being so much worse. I don't think this party has enough damage. Unless the Meddler just dishes out enough. Their thing kills an enemy with exactly 3 hit points. It's kind of interesting. So it works well for like the boar when they have like pips like this. It's probably really good for gnolls, which have 3 hit points but armor. This guy has 1 damage side. This guy has 2 damage sides, and they're not particularly good. I guess this one's pretty good. This one is, eh. So I'm really relying on this guy for a lot of my damage most turns, I think. And he's not even consistent, because if I land on this, I probably can't risk re-rolling it. And in that case, I can't cast anything. I think without even looking at the curses here, that I probably end up re-rolling this squad, which is wild. Let's take a look at the curses. What about this blessing? Before fight 7, you get a level up phase. That is cool. And that's going into the... basically like right ahead of the second boss fight, where having an extra level 2 hero would be pretty good. This feels pretty strong for 2 points. It means you'll end up with a tier 4 hero at the end of the run. You'll get your tier 3 like a little sooner. This feels great for 2, honestly. what all do we have here? -2 offered items. This means you don't get any items, and you have to take whatever the random thing is. I don't like that for 2. 4 early curses. Monster regen 2. All monsters start with 2 regen. Wow, that's brutal. Big hitter. For sides that are 5 and higher, they get ×2. Creaky joints. All heroes get -1 pip to all sides on the first turn. Yo, that kind of works with the meddler. Terrible for like the rest of my party though. This is pretty tough for level 1 guys in general. All monsters takes 2 damage at once to remove the inner hit point. Interesting. Is this called tough? Must be removed individually. So I think it just, like, if they have, say, 4 hit points and one of them is this, if I do 5 damage, will it get rid of this? I assume it would. Or does all damage get stopped here, like with this effect, and then I have to do 2 damage to get rid of this? And also, does it have to be 2 damage exactly, or can I do 3 damage? I have a lot of questions about this. This doesn't sound that bad if that scenario where they have 4 pips with one of these and I do 5 damage and it gets rid of it. I think there's no way that that would be worth 7. So otherwise I would take this right away. I'm really drawn to this level up thing. How would we build around this though? It's actually really hard to, without taking either tough HP or rushed. Actually, it's impossible. Unless I wanted to go over and take like big hitter and monster regen or something. I could take creaky joints and rushed, or I could take tough HP in one of the 5s. It's really awkward here. I'm tempted to try this. I just kind of want to evaluate how bad it is in practice, because it seems like it might not be that bad, and 7 is a lot of points. Maybe we take that. If that does have to be removed individually, then monster regen is really bad for it, so I probably wouldn't pair it with that. I think we take that and like big hitters. I'm just really concerned that my starting party here is terrible. Let's yellow it. Maybe I die because of the starting party, but I kind of want to see where this goes. By the way, for people who are kind of new to this game and me playing on the channel, we spend a lot of time picking curses because that screen we were just on is the most important decision you make an entire unfair run, possibly. It really like determines like how winnable the run is. And we spend even more time right now because there's a lot of like new stuff we're evaluating and looking at. Alright, so we will take that. Like, I feel like I just have to take this shield because the chances of them rolling the sword are so low at this point. What are the chances of me hitting both of those though? So back when I was playing a lot of Slice and Dice 2.0, I made some dice probability tables for the game, and I linked them in the description of the videos I've been doing, so I'm going to refer to one of those right now. And I don't actually care what my odds of hitting this are. I think if I re-roll this, I won't have good odds of hitting either of these. So there's 2 faces I'm okay with, and I have 2 rolls. Which gives me a 55% chance, basically, of hitting that. I think we just take this, because this actually does kind of negate the damage. Negates a lot of the damage for the meddler, actually, because they're both attacking the same target, which is good. So I think that's probably worth keeping. Getting a heart on this person isn't terrible, because I am going to lose health during my turn that I can heal up when I play this pain side. Well, now... Slay actually works pretty well with this weird pip, because it doesn't care about that pip, so once anything gets down to 3, I can just slay it, which is interesting. I'm gonna keep the meddler healed because they have the curse sides. Actually, setting them to 5 hit points is probably even easier. That's really expensive right now, though. 2 mana to do that. I really want to be using my mana for damage. Dang, do I keep you again? The lazy pairs really poorly with the scoundrel too, because when you actually hit this vulnerable side, you want to have like consistent damage. I need to do 3 damage to the boar to get them to 3 for the slay. Which means I can't do that with just burst. I actually need to roll this 3 side, or one of the scoundrel's 1 sides. So I'm going to re-roll this because hitting that 3 feels pretty strong this turn. And there it is. That means I can slay you. I want to science this pip. I guess there's not much to science when there's just one of them, because burst will kill it, so I'll just do that. We need a better scenario to test things. Alright. My curses again. Tough HP, big hitters. Okay, so we're not gonna run the big hitters for a while. They could get nasty later, though. Okay. Both of these look like really good choices. The Berserker pairs really well with the healer for now. These are pain sides, so they damage themselves. And I just want to get rid of the meddler. Maiko actually seems so much better than the meddler. I think these 2 heroes are just untenable together, so I think I have to take the Berserker. Oh, these bees are going to be brutal, aren't they? With this this pip. Okay, let's science something. Does this kill a bee? It does. That's because, so I just need to do 3 damage with them at once. So 2 damage basically gets wasted here. This actually seems like a very generous curse. For 7 points, it doesn't seem that bad. This would kill the rat as well. It's basically like they have 1 extra hit point with a little stipulation. It's interesting. It is kind of nasty early, because giving enemies 1 extra hit point can make things kind of rough early when you're not doing a lot of damage in general, but this doesn't seem bad at all for 7 points. I'm actually really... This feels like a really generous set of curses that we ended up with. I'm glad we tested that. Well, I need to save the healer. Which means I have to kill one of the 2 people targeting them. By the way, this is what the target thing does. You can just preview that. Kind of wish there was just like I could hold like Alt or something. It was like a key I could hold, and I could just hover over these guys. There might be something similar to this that I'm forgetting, and it would show me these lines without opening this. That would be neat, because this is like too much information for me most of the time. I find it a little distracting. The bees have a big damage attack at some point, so we don't want to keep these around too long, even though they're not that threatening this turn. I think we do need to save the healer, though, so I guess we are killing... Does it make sense to kill the goblin? Probably not, because the goblin will flee. So I should just kill the rat, probably. I want to just... Yeah, so that wouldn't do it. Oh, we still had rerolls. I have like an X in here. I was just testing stuff. I think we do keep these though. I probably keep that. Although hitting all of them would be pretty nice, because then I could just burst all the bees. This is actually just doing 1 damage, but the chances of me hitting this... Again, I've got like 55% odds of keeping this or doing better, so I'm not going to change it. This will allow me to use burst to kill an extra bee this turn. Yeah, I don't need to keep this actually. I could look for mana for you. Playing Slay on the rat would actually be really good. Would it though? Because I think I end up with maybe a wasted damage point if I do that. I think it'd be good though. Yeah, let's reroll. Yeah, I'll take that for sure. Block 2. I guess that saves the healer too. And then I am kind of open to attacking whatever I want in whatever order I want. I think killing the rat with Slay still makes a lot of sense. Probably just doing some damage to some bees. This is actually useless here, but I think only because I'm going to win this turn anyways. But it's heavy, so I can only attack the goblin with it, but we want to win this fight by not attacking the goblin. Wolf Rat Thorn. Oh, the Thorn's annoying. Thorn's really nasty. I don't even know how I beat the Thorn. I just have to tank it, I guess. This also makes it so I can't kill enemies with bones, I just realized. Bones, when they die, do 1 damage to adjacent enemies. So that makes some of the bones fights a lot worse. Cheating sleeves. Add Quinn to the top and bottom sides. ×5 if this is the same pips as the 4 previous dice this turn. That is really hard to activate. Rusty Plate replaces the middle side with blank. We get +3 hit points. Seems kind of terrible, so I'm just going to take a random item. We got the Burning Blade. Replace the left side with 4 damage, and you get -2 hit points. This is actually a really good weapon. Not sure how I feel about reducing someone's hit points by 2 right now. And also getting rid of like a big block we have, but I think this is just too valuable. You can kill the Thorn. Well, that would do 9 damage. 2, I can block 2, but then you're taking 1. I can heal you. Yeah, probably end up doing that. This kills you outright, right? Yeah. But if I block, then I can heal you. That seems pretty good. I think that Thorn was going to be troublesome. So Thorns do 5 spiky damage back to you. And you see them mostly early, which makes them hard to deal with because all your guys have low hit points. And they're not affected by spells, so you can't just like cast any spells to kill them. Damage the wolf. Actually, I should probably burst you while I'm here. In that case, should I just kill the rat? Yeah, I think so. I was gonna play Slay on the rat next turn, but I realized I could get extra damage on my burst with the vulnerability. Meddler's being good today. Alright, the Bramble. This is a tough fight. The Meddler's pretty nasty with it, so how the Bramble works is they add single use to all your sides, so your damage ends up being like very limited. Like there's literally a cap to it. And the sneaky thing is generally you want to rush down the Bramble and not attack the rat, even though the rat looks like an easy pickings here. Dang, I was hoping for a Meddler upgrade. Scoundrel the Gambler, we're going from one risky hero to another risky hero. I think I do need the damage here to win this fight though, so I'm probably going to take the Gambler. The Fae is super solid though. Their boost works really well with the Scoundrel if we hit on any of those. Weaken is just incredible in general. I think I gotta go with the Gambler though, I need damage for this fight. We'll leave that on you. That's a lot of damage, buddy. Oh, you're getting doubled. 5 times 2 because of my curse. Well, I guess we don't mind doing more damage to ourselves. Might be able to kill the Bramble in 1 turn. We are lucky enough. This is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 damage. Actually, just enough to get through you. I might even... let's see. Then I slay. Yeah, I'll keep the 1 damage on the Gambler. Oh, they ran. Auto flee. Sweet. Okay, this is new, and this is new for me. So let's see what the Fountain does first. They have no dice. When you attack it, you get +1 mana for every damage you do. Interesting. So this is only good? It's like a mana fountain for us, and I guess the thing is, kind of like the barrels get added to fights. They're like negative difficulty monsters, and then everything else gets harder. So we have 2 Slimers, which is a pretty tough fight right now. The fountain's supposed to make that easier for us. Which it probably does, because I can get like some more slays and stuff off. I don't know, a lot of mana is like 1-to-1 on damage. So attacking this to convert mana 1-to-1 for damage somewhere else doesn't make a lot of sense. I guess if you have AoE damage, that helps a lot here. Because then this is just free. I feel like this doesn't actually lower the difficulty of this fight by that much. At least for my party. Okay, what is this? I can take a random tier 4 item or a cursed item. It's purple means it's -1. 50-50. I'm about to be offered a tier 2, so tier 4 would be pretty strong right now. But then I have to deal with a cursed item. I feel like the balance is correct in this. I think the balance may even be skewed towards where this is like a really good deal on average, but I think the downside, which happens 50% of the time, may not be worth it because I don't think we actually need the upside to be doing well right now. So I'm actually going to decline this because I don't think we are in a position where we need to take risks. We can get the terrarium, replace the 2 right sides with growth and mana sides, friendship bracelet, plus 2 empty max hit points, and monsters flee if they have 5 times as much HP, or if we have 5 times as much HP as them instead of 10 times. The terrarium feels... Oh, I can cover up Meddler. Give me that. Boom, fixed. We fixed the Meddler. This hero was broken, but we made them better, stronger. The Meddler is amazing now. Okay, let's go. We just like turned this guy into like a level 2, like a tier 2 hero. Hey, speaking of AoE attacks that can give us mana from the fountain, I guess Cleave isn't terrible here. I think we really kind of want to burst down one of these Slimers as fast as possible though, so I probably reroll this. Looks like you can't afford to take pain mana. I don't know, I like my odds of killing a Slimer in 1 turn actually. I'll keep the pain mana. I guess I could have kept that Cleave to guarantee an extra mana here to play Slay on something. Need more damage though. Do I reroll this dice? I think I do. Yikes. Well, it is enough. Barely. Shield growth. Well, can't play your pain sides, but I kind of want mana from you, so we're gonna keep rolling. If I roll the pain sides, I have to play Mend to play it. Or I can just block someone here. What's our turn look like? I do 4 damage to you with Buckle. I'll probably actually attack the fountain so I can play Slay on you. And you're the only thing doing damage, so blocking is kind of pointless. Alright, we reroll. This will only do 1 damage to the slime, right? We actually take the mana. Oh, we'd actually have to kill the fountain still, right? That'll do it. Not bad. Our free level up is coming next floor. Very excited for that. Okay, we were being offered the monk. There's 9 hit points and can redirect attacks and effects onto them while he blocks for 3. They have a little bit of offensive capability in the shield, which also repels, only for 1 damage though. This can do like AoE if multiple enemies are attacking the same target, which can be nice. They have a cleanse, which can be very valuable. The priestess, heal 1 to all allies. This notably is pretty good in at least one of the potential upcoming boss fights. The bell does 1 damage to all heroes every turn. Although, I mostly want damage from my reds. Although I think these sides got buffed. I don't remember what the old priestess die looks like. Was it these? I don't know. Heal 4 vitality is pretty solid. I know part of the balancing was making like blocking and healing better. And I wonder if stuff like this is part of that. I don't know if the priestess always had that, but that's pretty good. And they also have heal and shield 1 to all dying allies. It only costs 1, but then it scales up, which is pretty solid as well. I don't know, I think there are reds I like more though. I think the monk is pretty solid all around. 3 block is pretty good, cleanse is pretty good. I'm gonna go with the monk. That does leave us wondering where we put this. I think I still give it to them. Forces have weakened sides, so the cleanse is kind of valuable, but I don't know. That's the only non-damage side, and I'm counting mana as damage that I can replace, so I think I need to do that. And the monk has a lot of hit points, so the -2 max HP that it gives isn't too bad. I guess we re-roll that. I think I'll just take that. Both of the quartzes are doing 2 weaken. You're attacking the berserker, you're attacking my red. I think I want to prevent the one that's attacking the berserker. The thing with quartzes is if you remove this pip and don't go any further, they die. So I need to try to do 5 exact damage to them, which can be done in multiple hits. I can have the monk steal one of the weakened sides. How good am I at doing exactly 5 damage? You can do it on one side. If I hit 3, I can do that with a burst. I have a lot of 4 damage sides now, which are awkward. I'm actually really bad at doing 5 damage unless I cleave them. Which is interesting. I think I will reroll the monk. Okay, that works extremely well. So this plus a burst kills 1 quartz. If I hit the 4 side here, that kills another one, so I think I'm just gonna YOLO it. Yeah. I don't think this fight's gonna last long enough for that effect to have mattered, which is the reason I did that. So the healer is weakened. I think I want damage from the monk again. I'd probably just take this to guarantee that I get a burst and a slay if I want it. If I kill this quartz, no one is dying, so that's my goal. I just need to do 4 damage or 3 damage in a sleigh. You can already kill with 2 bursts, actually, so not bad. Just roll for big damage on everyone else, I guess. Okay, not bad. Here's my extra level up. I think I will take this before taking the item. I just feel like it's going to be easier to map a item synergy onto a hero we have, rather than speculating like what hero we might get in the future as we're picking an item. Oh. Snakes in 2.0, I feel like these were one of the hardest enemies in the game for where you run into them, so this is a nasty fight to be running into. Good thing I have an extra hero level up going into it. Disciple replaces blank sides with heal and shield 2 this turn. That only costs 1. Is that how much that cost before? I feel like that was more expensive before. I really need like a side-by-side to see what all the changes are. Well, that pairs really well with the Gambler. Whoops. That's a lot. Heal 2, shield 2. Is it gonna be aggressive with like the Berserker as well? Sparky has a kill an enemy with exactly 2 hit points. I think this used to be 4 hit points, but it costs 3, and it might have been ranged? I might be thinking of a different effect. But now this costs 1, and it kills an enemy with exactly 2 hit points. That actually works pretty well with this little effect. It's like a more efficient version of the sleigh, which is interesting. What else do they have? They have a charged single-use side, which kind of needs other people generating mana to make that useful. They have 2 damage mana gain and 2 1 damage sides. Or 2 1 mana sides. I guess those sides work out decently because you have a 1 mana spell. Not super into that. I think I'm going to take the Disciple here because they can generate more mana. They have the strong glow effect. They can revive. They can double heal. Sometimes these double use sides can be good if you can like synergize items with them. I'm not super into either of these, but I think the Disciple is a pretty big upgrade over the Healer. For an item, we can pick the Magnet, add Wham to the 2 right sides, ×2 versus targets with shields. So enemies often don't have shields, so this is something that would apply to like our own shields and healing, which really only applies to this Repel. I wonder if it counts the shield that it applies? Probably not. But this could become a 2 damage Repel against a shielding character. Now the thing is, this guy is often who's going to be giving the shields. And then this ends up being a lot of shields, but that's like, I don't know, 2 defensive, I think. Flare is 5 damage for 4 mana. I like that. We'll take the Flare. I don't know if I'll be able to use that right away. Throw it on you because you're probably the only person that's really going to be doing that. And I might move this over to you now. Or am I going to be frequently rolling for your +2 mana? Also, these being double use means they're pretty easy to spread around my party. I'll usually have 2 damage on 2 heroes. Actually, I probably need this cleanse. So this is going on someone. I'll put it on you. I still prefer the damage at the moment. Not super thrilled about that upgrade, but I think it is value. There we go, that works. I have a few 4 damage hits in. I basically need to do 6 damage to kill a snake though, so I actually need enough mana to cast a burst on top of these. This doesn't really get me anywhere. The pain side is a little awkward with the meddler right now, because he dies if I use it. Unless I shield them, which I'm probably not going to. Unless he rolls this thing. I want to have at least 1 burst here. What are my odds of hitting one of these 4 sides again on 2 rolls? 89%. Is it worth the 10% chance that I hit one of these to not kill a snake this turn? It also means I could attack a snake with both of these, but that's really inefficient. So I can still always kill at least 1 snake. What I'm trying to think about doing is upgrading to one of these 2 sides. It would be really nice over this at the moment. I think this being 1 damage / 1 block isn't doing a lot. I mean, it would save the meddler, but so would anything else. So I'm going to re-roll this. I think I keep this. Should I look at the monk's die? Okay. Yeah, he only has 1x, so... I guess I'm not using the meddler this turn. I could kill the militia, but I think I really need to deal with the poison. Although they all rolled 1 poison, I could probably sustain 1 poison. Maybe I kill the militia. That's actually hard to do. They have 7 hit points. They'll do 8 damage. I'd have to use 2 of these guys to kill them. They're also going to be doing 4 damage to someone every turn, so I'm probably going to be in this predicament every turn. So I could do like... Oh, you get glow. Actually, hold up. But then I don't kill a snake. It did net me an extra mana. And again, all the snakes are only doing... This won't do anything, right? I think this kind of works. I feel like I can kill the snakes before the poison becomes an issue right now. When they rolled 2 poison, I got lucky that none of them rolled 2 poison. When they roll 2 poison, that can be bad. So if I kill the snake, you live. If I kill the snake, you live. The militia really doesn't like the meddler. I can do 1 damage and slay. I don't don't think I can take this 4 damage pain side. I think I might need to reroll with the monk. So it's like dead snake. I'd have to use a burst to kill a snake. So if I wanted to play slay to kill this snake, I would have to use this on the meddler, and the meddler would end up dying if I play this. I'm gonna reroll both of these. The cleave on this would be pretty good. The Death Wish side that's doing 6 damage would obviously be pretty good. Yikes. Actually, I can do this. I could also kill the militia with 1 burst by shielding the monk, because they flee when an enemy gets 5+ shield. So I can do like... I did it in the wrong order. I would need to use this first. Shield you, burst you, and the militia runs away. That's not bad. And I have to just make sure I can kill 1 snake next turn. Okay, I'll take that. This poison's a little scary, but I think that works. Here's a slay if I can do 1 damage. Oh, here's 1 damage. Okay, not bad. Slime Queen fight, alright. Upgrading the Meddler. What do we got? We got the Fiend. Similar theme with the pain sides. They have these 2 damage single-use self-heals. Burn costs 1 and does 1 damage to all heroes and all monsters. Can only be used once per turn. Oh, I think you used to be able to use that more than once per turn. Actually, I'm like almost positive, because I think I played a run of 2.0 recently where I had the Fiend. This is a little worse when I can't use that to remove the last pip. It's kind of decent for the slime fight in general, because there's going to be a lot of guys here. Evoker has a drop, 4 damage to the top enemy. 4 damage tends to be a good break point. One-shot zombies and the like. I really don't like your sides, though. Have any items that work well with you? Put this on you, which kind of... It turns your one side into a 1 growth side and gives me a shield, which allows me to miss a bit more, be a little more risky. I could take a random, which would turn you into a random blue at this point, right? What does that look like? It can't be these because I've already had them. And it won't be the Evoker or the Fiend because I'm looking at them now. So I would end up with Caldera, Glacia, Jester, or Seer. What does this look like? Now Scald is good for that last pip. I like Caldera a lot. Glacia, chill, single cast, 2 damage weaken. This can be pretty dang clutch to apply weaken on like a really nasty turn. They don't have any miss sides, so you can roll them pretty aggressively, but they don't generate a lot of mana. They have a lot of hit points. The Jester, flick, 1 damage, engage, cooldown. So I costs 1, it can only be used once per turn. I can do 2 damage to the first hit point. I can't finish off a monster with this though when they have that tough pip. You don't actually generate a lot of mana. Seer Foretell costs 3, but it gives 4 mana the following turn. I like Caldera a lot. I'm not super into any of these other guys. So I want more mana gen because I have like that zap spell and stuff. And a lot of them just don't synergize with the curse we're working with at the moment. I guess I like Fiend here. I just think I liked the Meddler's Slay more than their spell. Evoker just has like too many X's. I guess I could use like Glow and stuff. I don't know, maybe Evoker's decent with the Terrarium. There are a lot of items that give you stuff on the top and bottom, so you can kind of fix this guy pretty quickly too, but we don't have any of those, so I don't think we can really rely on anything like that. I actually kind of dig the Meddler with the Terrarium setup. Like, I think this dice is better than this one. Yeah, it's 100% better, isn't it? Yeah, it is. And I think this dice is probably better. I mean, that's not a fair comparison because I have the item on here, so if this guy had the item, it's not quite as stark of a difference. And the Evoker does have a really nice spell. I guess I'm going to go with the Fiend here. I like that he can just do 2 damage when he rolls on these two, so let's go with the Fiend. The Pain sides I feel like pair pretty well with the Disciple having these double heal sides. I don't think you want this, no. Might give that to you. Nah, maybe this will come in handy against this boss. I'll throw that on you, Berserker. So if I can't play your pain sides, I can keep rolling and do something marginally useful. Keep Flare on someone. Probably you, because you're less likely to die and still generate pretty good mana. I don't think I need the poison, so the monk might get this sword now. Or, I mean, I don't think I need to cleanse for this fight. Yeah, I think this setup works. Oh, snap. This side got doubled and this side got doubled. This fight is nasty. We're screwed. The 5-point curse might have just killed us, and the 7-point curse is like has felt pretty trivial so far. Like, there's no way I play this turn that 2 of my heroes don't die here. I mean, I guess the monk can save them. Actually, the monk still dies without extra blocking. Can I kill the Slime Queen in 1 turn? I have to do 14 damage. Possible, but unlikely. Then I might die to the Slimers that it spawns, but I don't think they have doubled sides. I'd have to do 4. Flare is 5 damage, so that's 9. I need to do 4 more. I have a 4 side here. I have a 5 side here. Yikes. I have to like do is that my way out of that? Is killing you in 1 turn? I can res my heroes, but that means you're not doing anything. I'm only getting production from 2 heroes the following turn. A turn which they're probably killing the rest of my guys, so I don't think that really works. I think I do need to try to kill this guy in 1 turn. This is super nasty. I think I do need the flare, so I probably keep this. Because if I don't get mana from the flare, like if I end up on this, and you're doing 2 damage, you're probably doing a 2 damage burst at best. It's 4, 8, 12. I would need 2 more damage from the Gambler, which is unlikely, so I really need the Flare. I feel like that kind of makes it work, because the Flare makes it so it's like 5 damage, 9 damage, 13 damage, which still isn't enough. Okay, I don't think killing the Slime Queen in 1 turn is actually that feasible here, so I think I'm just dead. There's ways out of this, but they're not likely. So this feels like a kind of scenario where this curse kind of killed me before this fight started, which is something I'm gonna have to remember in the future. Now, are there different hero choices maybe we could have done, or different ways I could have prepared for this? I mean, I don't think figuring out how to block 20 damage every turn at this stage would have been feasible, so I don't think there's like a more defensive route I could have taken. Is there a more offensive route I could have taken? I feel like, no? Could have waited on the red. Because there are more offensive reds. Although they still mostly do 2 damage per turn, which is exactly what I do with them if I can play burst. I was offered the Sparky, that's right. Yeah, the Sparky doesn't do that much damage. Micah might have been decent. Boker might have been better if I got lucky. Interesting. I think I do need to try and kill this guy in 1 turn, and then hope I don't get rocked by the Slimers. I think I could survive the 2 Slimers, though. Doesn't help that this Slimelet is attacking the Gambler, too. So we're okay with this, and then I just need to high roll everything else with 2 more rolls. It's not a good start. Wish I could preemptively use the revive. Wow, talk about terrible rolls. That's why we don't take the Gambler, usually. Wow, talk about the hardest fight, like, by far we've seen this run, and I got such, like, shit dice rolls. I mean, I was playing a little greedy because there was basically 1 outcome I could have gotten, but I think the glows don't come close to saving me, right? This is basically just 2 block. I don't think I can win by killing the Slime Queen next turn. Okay, I think Big Hitter 5 might be unpickable after seeing this fight. And there were a lot of cases where we got lucky where like the quartz didn't roll 10 damage. This wouldn't be too bad if it wasn't doing damage to 2 people. If it was just like 1 hit for 10 damage, like I think we could manage, but this is just like too much. The monk has their sword still. Maybe there's something we could do, but wow, this is gonna be rough. Maybe if I revive, can kill the queen next turn, and these guys don't cause too much trouble. Maybe there's something we could get going on here. Okay, if I can kill the queen this turn, which that's 6 damage right there, I need to do 10 to you. I still have the flare. If I can roll healing on you, then I think all 3 of us survive this turn. Or if you can roll the 4, that would be perfect if I could revive here. Either way, this doesn't do anything, so we're definitely rolling. This doesn't help nearly as much as I need, so let's re-roll this. Oh, I could have bursted to save. No, because I didn't have enough mana to burst last turn after. I just rolled the same freaking sides. Come on. There we go, this is actually perfect. Well, I have to use this. I could burst the Berserkers so that they can play their 4 pain side next turn. But I think I should just use a flare on something. There wasn't an order where I could kill this Slimer as well, right? Had 9, so this plus this doesn't do enough. Yeah. Okay. Doesn't seem terrible. Okay. Ooh, let's get lucky now. So I need to do 8 damage so I can actually kill you. Then everyone lives. I think I take this. Something like that. Okay, anything is possible if the Berserker just high rolls their fat Deathwish side every turn. I can definitely work with this. Like this is like too much damage, dude. Like that kills you, which doesn't quite save the Berserker. This would save the Berserker after that. I could do like... just kill a Slimelet with this, then burst you. Which I don't think I could do that without having this. Okay, I'm okay with that. Oh my gosh. First roll every time, too. Let me be clear. We should not have won that fight. And I stand by everything I said at the start. I should really say when the Slime Queen uses that attack that's doing 10 damage to 2 of my heroes on the very first turn, there's no way we should have continued to win that fight. Like, there was probably like a 10% chance of winning that from that first turn. So, wow, incredible stuff. What a note to land on here. I'm going to leave that here. So thank you guys so much for hanging out and watching today. This has been a blast so far. Really enjoying the new Slice and Dice Update 3.0. Before I do go, I'm going to remind everyone to check out the links in the description below. You can find my Patreon down there if you want to show some support for me and my work here. That's over at patreon.com/tonehack. You can also find my Discord if you want to come in and hang out with me and the rest of the wonderful community over there. Lots of Slice and Dice talk going on over there at the moment. We're all thrilled about this game and excited to continue playing it. That's it for me for now. I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy, everyone.